All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to intentionally connect with your kids a little bit more, like we talked about last week, and some things that we did as a family, some practical ways that you can connect with them. We learned last week that even 10 minutes of intentional connection with your children each day can reduce power struggles by 50%, and who doesn't want to do that? But how do we take that even one step further? And especially those of you who have multiple kids, this can be challenging because there's just not enough time in the day to be able to connect with each one of them really well. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a strategy that we used with our 5 children, and we certainly love the idea of taking our kids out on dates. And I think if you are able to do that, that's a fantastic idea. For us, that was challenging just because we both wanted to be able to spend time with our kids, but we didn't want to get a babysitter, and it was just a hard thing to try to implement consistently when our kids were little. So what we decided to do was to do late nights with our kids, and we would have a kid of the weekend. So we would just rotate through all the kids, and whoever was the kid of the weekend got to stay up late with us on the Friday night of that weekend. And that was a real privilege for them to be able to do. And the other kids had to go to bed, and they weren't allowed to interrupt us. And we would just play games or hang out with that one child an hour past their normal bedtime. And that was just something that we could do really easily. Both of us could participate in it, and we did not have to leave the house, but it was just real intentional time with that one child. Then, in addition to that, if they were kid of the weekend, they would help me plan a meal for the weekend. Usually we'd eat it on Saturday or Sunday night. So they would pick out the food that they would want to serve our family, and then they would help me cook that meal. Honestly, I could not really stand having all the kids trying to help me in the kitchen to cook. So we would just have one kid at a time helping in the kitchen, and they were learning the skills of cooking and providing for a family and planning recipes, and how much work that takes, and how discouraging it is when nobody likes your meal and says so. So that was also a great lesson for them to appreciate the work that goes into feeding a family, and then the fun it is to pick something that they liked to eat. So they would do that for the weekend, and then they would also get to pick the family movie that we would watch as a family on Sunday nights, because there was always so much arguing about that. And so it just simplified the movie that we watch on Sunday night. Whoever's kid of the weekend gets to pick the movie. So that was and continues to be a really neat thing that we do as a family. The kids look forward to whoever is the kid of the weekend, and it really just honors and that one child, and is an really important thing for you to do with them. So I hope that helps. That gives you some ideas. If you don't have multiple kids, just put it in your back pocket for a future time. Take care.